Hi booktube, I'm Debs. Welcome back to my channel, Rena Read Stuff. I am in the book shack and I'm going to do another tag. I've got so many, I am trying to clear a load. If you think she's been wearing the same clothes for a number of days now, it's because I'm filming all these on Sunday. This is an original tag created by Aaron at Aaron Read a Book or Aaron Read a Book. And I was tagged by him and also by the lovely Pat at Book Chat with Pat. And this is the chess book tag. And you don't need to know anything about chess. So let's start with the prompts. We'll start with the most lowly piece on the board, and that is the pawn. And the question is a book about a lowly character that rises through the ranks. I've gone a little off piste here. I have gone for Josiah Bounderby, Hard Times by Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens' shortest novel, I think. It's one I read at school. And it's one I reread last year in an attempt to make myself read Charles Dickens because I hated it at school. I read Tale of Two Cities and then I read this. I love both of them. Josiah Bounderby is an industrialist. He is a self-made man and has quite a lot of money and never tires of telling people that he's a self-made man and he has quite a lot of money. He is not particularly a nice character. He's arrogant, loud, bumptious. And then, at the end of the book, he's also found to be a liar. But he's a great character. And I love his name. His name matches his character, as lots of Charles Dickens characters do. Right. Rook or Castle. A book that features a castle, a tower, or a chariot. I have gone for Citadel by Kate Moss. I really like these big, thick historical fiction books by Kate Moss. This is the third of a trilogy. It's about. I like the way it jumps between times. So we have almost present. We have 12th century, I think. Oh no, this one is no, this isn't 12th century. This is 1940s, and this is called Citadel or Castle, um, because that's the name of a spy of the Resistance Network, and it's lovely. It's set in Languedoc, and based around Carcassonne. There's a lot of mention of the historic buildings and the castles there, and it's just a great read. I love it. Knight, a book about an animal or animals. Bonus points if it's a horse. I'm going to claim the bonus points. I've gone for Warhorse by Michael Morpurgo, which might be a children's book, but ought to be read by adults as well. It is a really well done book about the horrors of the First World War, with particular reference to the horses, and has been turned into a very successful stage play. It's just Michael Morpurgo writes brilliant books. that are aimed at children, but like I say, can be read by adults, and I love them. Right. Next is Bishop, a book that features religious characters or members of the church. Bonus points for Bishop. I am claiming bonus points for Les Miserables, and the reason I am claiming my bonus points is because of Monsieur Myriel, who is also known as the Bishop of Digne and Bishop Bienvenu. He plays a very, although he's only in the very beginning of the book, his character is key to other events that happen through the book. And that's two lots of bonus points for me. So, next up is The Queen, a book with a strong female character. I don't think you get very much stronger than this. Sky Burial by Zinran. Zinran was a radio journalist in China. I think she now lives in the States, but anyway, she was a radio journalist in China, and she started a late night show called The Good Women of China, which is also the name of a book she wrote, which is also brilliant. And it told true stories of Chinese women, all sorts of women from all sorts of walks of life. Now, when she was a young girl, she heard a rumor about a soldier in Tibet who had been brutally, well, he'd been killed. But he had then been subject to a sky burial, and a sky burial is where Tibetans, having got very few trees and very hard land, it's the way that they interred. No, interred's the wrong word. It was a funeral ceremony. Basically, they chopped the body of the dead person to pieces and fed to the eagles. They stripped the flesh off it. Even the bones were eaten. This is the story of a woman called Xu Wen, who was married only a couple of months before her husband was sent to Tibet with the army as a doctor, and didn't come back. No one seemed to know what happened to him. So she, who is also a doctor, enlisted in the army and tried to follow his footsteps and find him. For 30 years, she tried to find him. She was lost in the wilderness. She explored on her own. She lived with nomads. She lived with Tibetans. And for 30 years, she tried to find out what had happened to her husband. That's one incredible woman. So this is the story of Xu Wen and her journey. And it's incredible. It's even more incredible because it's true. Now, The King, a book about a monarch or a ruler. The Daughters of Time by Josephine Tay. This is a book. Josephine Tay wrote a series of detective books about her protagonist was a guy called Inspector Alan Grant. Now, in this book, Inspector Alan Grant has fallen through someone's ceiling and broken his leg, and he is prostrate on a bed, bored to tears. Someone suggests that to entertain himself, he tries to solve cold cases. And this friend of his, she brings him in a lot of pictures of people from the National Portrait Gallery. And the face that he is attracted to, which he thinks is the face of a kind and benevolent person, is Richard III. And so he enlists the help of a young American student who can run errands for him. He can get books from libraries, he can go to the records office and things like that. And they, between them, try to investigate whether or not Richard III really did kill the princes in the tower. I first read this decades ago and just thought it was fantastic, and then found it again last year sometime and reread it and still thought it was fantastic. So that's my king, Richard III. En passant, tag some people. So for this, I don't know if everybody does tags or not, but I am going to tag Mark at Book Time with Elvis, Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, and I am also going to tag James, and I have forgotten. James, I'm so sorry. I have forgotten what his channel is called. Go down to M. Mystery and Mayhem. Yes, Mystery and Mayhem. So, you're tagged. Don't worry if you don't want to do them, but it would be great if you did. Thank you very much for watching. I'm not sure when this will go out. It might actually go out on a Tuesday. Who knows? But it's a Tag Tuesday video anyway. Please like and subscribe. If you have anything to say about any of these books, leave a comment below. I will speak to you very soon because I've got lots of these tags to do. But that's bye for me, from me, for now.